Better late than never. Real United talk has come to town. I'm Rodney Cyrus. I hope you're well, and apologies for the tardiness. It's been a while since I've seen your lovely faces. We're talking about Manchester United and better than third. Could they have actually been better than third? We are moving towards the FA Cup final, and we're watching two teams that Manchester United have pitted themselves against this season, or should I say last season. Arsenal and Chelsea, both with new managers, both with managers who have come to teams that have had difficult times. Ollie's on the up, Manchester United are on the up. But looking back now, can we actually be satisfied with just third place? I know everyone's going to say, it's about getting into the Champions League. But just imagine if Manchester United had actually gone into the final and was playing tomorrow, what would be better? Talking about getting third and being in a Champions League position, or actually lifting a trophy and securing your Champions League position? I don't know about you. For me, I think it's all about winning the cup, being more than anything. I'm going to say good evening. Good evening to Deirdre and Max. How are you? Thank you for joining me. It's been a while. It's been a little bit of a while since I have been with you guys, but I'm here. I'm here this evening. I'm here with you for the next. I'm going to say for the next 40 minutes. I started slightly late. We're going to talk a little bit about third and the FA Cup and why I thought Manchester United should have actually gone all out for the cup. They should have made it their priority. Looking now, we're all going to sit down tomorrow and watch the FA Cup in this heat, this stifling heat. I mean, I have the fan on, I've got my shirt opened like I'm in Miami Vice, I've got my handkerchief here, it's all just waiting because it's so much stuff. But seriously, get your comments in, let me know what you think. I know that some of you believe that it was all about getting into the Champions League at all costs. We didn't need to go for the FA Cup. We were one game away from Wembley, one game away from glory. Considering that Manchester United have dispatched this Chelsea team on more than one occasion, at home and away, in the league. And for us to go, and I'll put more light on me there, and for us to go to the end of the season, and I get it, the fan is very noisy. George, behave, listen, I need the fan. Today is a hot day. I'm sitting here, and I'm going to be honest with you, boxers are on, shirt half done, fan is on, handkerchief ready. I'm not playing. There is no ice cold studio where I reside. It's a house. And everyone's house is hot. Listen, don't worry about it. It's I had to make sure that you guys could hear me because I had to set this up and make sure that am I echoing? Am I echoing? I just need to make sure if I'm echoing. Can you? It's gone cold now. It's up here. Let me see. Can you hear me still? I hope you can, because I've switched off one of the mics. I've got two mics. It's gone cold up now. It's gone cold now up here in the north. Don't worry. I think it's. I'm looking at the comments. Can you not hire a professional? I tell you what. If I did, it'd be someone. That I could get along with. A professional fan person. No, the electric fan's doing a good enough job. No, in all seriousness, I think in terms of the football for last season, I tweeted out that if Manchester United were to get into the top four, it would be a good season. If they didn't make it, it'd be a really good season. If they didn't make it, it would be a good season. I've had time to think about it and look at the league table, obviously, because we're dwelling on it. But knowing that there is now some time before the next season begins, there's been some upset about. It's been some upset about the players going on holiday. I mean, it is the summer, so normally they would actually be in pre-season, So this is a really strange year for everyone. So we can kind of give them a little bit of slack. I know everyone's talking about the Europa League, but when we talk about, better than third, and the picture that I have is of Mr. Consistency himself, Roy Keane, with the team way back when they won the FA Cup, and the FA Cup meant something. It was a piece of silverware. I believe it was Darren Fletcher who said it was probably one of the best trophies he won as a player, and I think that was towards the end of Ferguson's reign. How it meant so much to him as a player, and I believe that as fans we have fallen into the Arsenal fan trap of listening to it's all about top four, it's all about top four, and I get it, it's all about top four, and it's all about being in the Champions League, but there is no better glory, there is no better feeling for players, there is no better sight for fans to behold than seeing your team actually pick up silverware. Pick up silverware, get out the silver polish and the old cloth, give it a rub down, put it in the sun so that it catches the eye of the passing man, the glint, the glare, the glistening, the shine that gives off on any trophy. And Manchester United don't have a trophy. And what we're going to see this weekend are two teams that Manchester United have pitted themselves against this season. They've had the better of them. And one of them is going to pick up a trophy. One of them is going to pick up a trophy, and if it's Chelsea, they then go and help Spurs into the Europa League. But Chelsea, haven't necessarily been the better had the better of Manchester United on one day. Over the season, it's been all about Manchester United. It's all about Ollie and all of those guys. So it for me, I think, looking back, it's been a good season, no doubt. Manchester United have achieved a lot in a short space of time. When I think about Ollie being there, some said he wouldn't survive. I thought he wouldn't survive 6 months, and that's not because I didn't actually believe in his ability. I just felt that Woodward was going to do what Woodward did and stab him in the back, like he did with Jose, like he did with Moyes, like he did with Van Gaal. He actually didn't, and he's actually kind of stayed the course, and maybe Ollie's his kind of guy. But when you get this far with the team that Manchester United have, with the players that they have, and we can talk about Bruno Fernandes coming in and making a difference. There's Rashford, obviously the emergence of Greenwood. Martial seems to be 2 times the person he was a year ago, just in the last 3 months. You look back and you have to actually say that it would have been better for Manchester United to have actually secured the FA Cup appearance, at least the appearance in the final, but also to go on and actually grab the trophy. It has been, I think it was 2015, 2016, the last time Manchester United were in the final that season, and it's moving along, and between that time and the last time it was 10 whole years, I believe, 10 years more or less. Maybe I'm wrong. Someone can qualify this. That Manchester United were nowhere near the final and never actually got hold of the FA Cup final. Now it's been 3 years, not 3 years, 7 years plus soon since Sir Alex left, and we're looking at the Premier League trophy being heralded and lifted in the neighbouring city of Manchester, that is Liverpool. It would be great to actually have a trophy right now. Liverpool fans are happy with their lot. In a 12-month window, they've had the Champions League and the Premier League. That's great. Manchester United have had nothing of sorts. We've had moments, we've had 20-minute spells where we've kind of said was a great thing for the club. We talked about the Paris Saint-Germain game. We talked about individual things, but as a collective, as a fan base, as supporters, as a family, you've got to want for your team to actually pick up silverware. You have to kind of look at that and think that's the be all and end all, and I don't know where that feeling is anymore, whether it's lost because it's all about the Champions League, and that kind of, if we don't get the league, we can get the FA Cup. And I know that everyone talks about, we've got to get into the Champions League, and I'm going to go through the comments in a minute. And obviously we're still in the Europa League. I say we, Manchester United, are still in the Europa League, but it really does, for me, kind of signal something that was wrong. Whether the team weren't up for it on the day, whether Ollie didn't really want to win the trophy, I'm not saying that. I doubt that's true, but I'm putting it out there. And and we were quite as fans generous to Ollie and the team after them being knocked out of the cup because we felt, it was all about what was going to happen in the league and securing top four. But, there was a time that, the league will take care of itself. That was always the motto and the saying and the phrase. And whenever you got to a cup competition, it was a much shorter campaign. The FA Cup definitely is. I mean, Manchester United only begin their kind of like foray into the cup, and that's January, like most top league Premier clubs, and we're only in the end of July, and it just kind of makes me think that it could have been a very very different story, very different story. Right, I'm going to get into the comments, guys. I'm going to get into the George. He says that fan's noisy. Done. Over. Leave my fan alone. Let's get down there. George says, it's always George. Curious George. He'd be very sceptical of us getting better than third next season. That's probably a conversation for another conversation. Yeah, to answer that point, when you look at the likes of Jamie Vardy, who's top goal scorer, and this is about Premier League goals. You've got Aubameyang that was up there. Salah again was up there. I think Mane was close. Danny Ings was close. For all of the praise that we heap on Martial and Rashford and Greenwood, if it's not league goals, and this is where statistics really get on my fucking tits, when people talk about, oh, they've scored 20 goals in a season, but they've only scored 6 league goals, that really pisses me off. League goals matter, because if you want a challenge in the league, you need league goals. I don't give a shit about goals in the Carabao Cup. It don't mean anything. Likewise with the FA Cup, if you're not going to score goals and get to the final, it doesn't mean anything. As a personal, reflection on the player, great. But for the club statistics should be, these are the goals, the league goals that this player has scored. And if they've only scored 6, then we need to say it as it is and stop actually dressing shit up as caviar when it's a shit sandwich. Max, it's all fine. Of course it's all fine, Max. It's Friday. It's a damn hot Friday as well. Max says, I think getting top 4 will be even tougher next season. God, Max, that's some good points here, guys. Good points. Deirdre says, next season we have to challenge at least. To be honest, I think we did challenge this season. When you look at the league table, you just got to think that we're a point closer to the team that got relegated than we were to the team that won the league. Roughly about 30 points either way, but 1 point closer to relegation. So I don't know what kind of challenge we need, but it's definitely something in the other end. Max says, Arsenal looks much better under Arteta. They do, and I think Tottenham and Chelsea will do well. I think they will. Pankaj, good evening to you, Pankaj. I'm not sure what time it is where you are, so I'll say aloha or, good morning. Arsenal's defence looks better than in the last few games they have. George says, AFTV and chill tomorrow. Funny guy. Do you know what? I've never watched Arsenal Fan TV. Never watched it. And Jessica says to me all the time, you need to watch it. They're really great. They're really funny. I don't know who. I don't know. I definitely know Robbie, and obviously everyone knows who DT is because whatever happens. And what's the other one? I can't. His name escapes me. I can see him. Oh, sugar. I'll get to it in the end. Max says, I think Arsenal will beat Chelsea 2-0. Just shows how little we value the FA Cup. Honestly, I've loved the FA Cup. Love it. Honestly. Listen, I don't like going to Wembley, but watching the FA Cup final, there'll be some great games. And United have been in some good finals as well. Max says, top 6 next season. Liverpool again, Man City, Man United 3rd, Tottenham 4th, blimey, Chelsea. Whoa, damn. Could you imagine? Yeah, you can't really see past Liverpool at the moment, unless Man City do, as they say, a madness and go out. If Man City were to go and get... I know everyone talks about Erling Haaland as the next, but for me, you need a seasoned striker that's going to come in and hit the ground running. If Man City, if any of the top 4 teams were to go out and get a Lewandowski, just goals, and you just know he's going to score goals, you know that you're challenging for not even the top 4 but the top 2. Definitely. Joel says we'll win the champion. We're winning the UEFA Champions League next season. Bookmark me. I'm going to bookmark you, sir. I don't know about the Champions League. I don't know. I don't know. Matt says we'll finish about 20 points behind first next season. I think. Oh, that's terrible. And he's in the house. The one and only, the right honourable Sir Mad Marcus, my man. He says, "Salute you, sir. Salute you." I mean, I know I've got to give a big shout out, Mark. He might not even be in the chat yet, but Mark Atherton, big shout out when he's there, if he's there. Big shout out to him, guys. There was a lot of talk yesterday about Jadon Sancho signing for Man United, and it was done. It was a deal done. It was already done. He was here. He was delivering Argos catalogues, and then he was going to go off to Old Trafford and bed down at Carrington. Has he signed yet, or is it still in bullshit? Yeah, is it? Are we still talking like out of the crack? Pankaj, he's in the house. Arsenal will lose to Chelsea 4-0 again. It's hurting. I'll tell you what's hurting me. I've had toothache for the last 2 days, and it's been absolute. Yeah. That's because ice cream Snickers is not good for you. Okay, trust me, I can tell you about that. Max says in the SB versus Chelsea, we needed to rest Armando Fernandez and Martial. Also, James should not have started. It should have been Igalo and Lingard. Not sure about Lingard because Lingard does well at Wembley and did well versus Palace. True, he is. To be honest, what I would say about Lingard is not a great goal scorer, but he's a scorer of great goals. And some of the goals that he scored they've been bangers. They have, especially in the final. Shout out to right, dude. Pankaj says it's 7 minutes past 12. Is that AM or PM? Are you just having lunch, Pankaj, or are you staying up late? Not sure. Oh, Troops! Cheers, George. Troops, see? Yeah, Troops. I know Troops. Troops. What's he say? Back again? Does he say that? He does, doesn't he? Yeah, Arsenal Fan TV. I've never watched them. I know who they are. I've never watched. I've never watched one of their videos, but I've seen some of their fan cams and everyone else. Pankaj, was it? Hey, Batman Marcus. Batman Marcus, I like it. Actually, Marcus and I spoke earlier today, and he said I should actually finish the game that I started. I started it a long time ago, right? I've got a PlayStation 3, and it's Arkham's Asylum, and I'm no good with games. Right? I'll be honest with you, I'm not a gamer, and I got lost in this game. Don't laugh. I got lost, and I got trapped in a zone. I think I'm on like 19%, and I just gave up. So I stopped, and he said I should go back and I actually had nightmares of that music, Marcus, because I can remember the music to that section, which is as just as troubling as being trapped in a zone that you can't get out of. Yeah, it's not good. Guys, I want to know also, I know that Ross talked yesterday about the Jadon Sancho coming and whether it's going to be a good thing, bad thing. Also the way that Manchester City have reacted very quickly to the end of the season and how they brought in new players very, very quickly. I still feel that Manchester City haven't done anything unusual. That's their modus operandi. They do things very quickly. They're not lastminute.com. Everyone else seems to operate on that lastminute.com. They like to do that. Yeah, we're going to get them in the last week. Even though Man United are actually linked to Sancho, I don't see them actually signing him until literally like 24 hours before the transfer window opens. Just about to say they've got him then, because I don't see like officially like it happening in a sense. There's the way that we want them to happen, or like it to happen. So if for whatever reason Manchester United don't get him over the line, they don't for whatever reason, and I know people will say, don't say that. I would say it can happen because for months we talked about a particular striker going to Liverpool, and then all of a sudden Chelsea turn up and he's now at Chelsea, Timo Werner. Liverpool have played coy. I don't have money, they said. I haven't got any change. Times are hard. They've just won the Premier League. They've won the World Super Cup. They won the Champions League all in 12 months. There's no way they can say they haven't got money. They've got money. So, you know, the longer the whole Jadon Sancho thing doesn't occur or materialize, then there's always the likelihood that someone can tiptoe in and actually steal the deal, and that in itself will be troubling. And if they don't get Sancho, right, who do Man United go for? Seriously, I need to get a drink, guys. Oh, it's so good. It's honey and lemon and yeah. It's cold now. It was hot about 2 hours ago, but you know, I'm. You know what? I know that everyone wants Sancho, and I know that he's got, you know, a bag of tricks to play with, and he's, you know, he's a talent and he's an emerging talent. There's always someone else coming up behind. There's always someone else, and what we have is a lot of hoo-ha about a young player that hasn't actually won anything yet. And everyone will say that he will go to, you know, Manchester United and win things. Man United could have. Can you imagine the sales pitch? Man United win the FA Cup tomorrow. Could have been, hypothetically, they win the FA Cup and they go to Sancho's guys like, listen, we just won the FA Cup. We're in the Champions League. This team is going places. You know, we've done this, we've done that. You know, and we finished third. You know, or they go to him and say, we finished third in the league and, you know, we're going places. The two pitches sound so different when you say that you've won a trophy, as opposed to not winning a trophy and all you talk about is your league position. I'm just saying, you know, for me, that's why I think better than third would have been having the FA Cup and third place, as opposed to just having third place. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from with this, because right about now, I can't really go crazy about being third, because third doesn't mean anything to me. You know, there was an Olympics not too long ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. No one even knows who came third in the race in the 100 meters. You know who came third? I don't know who came third. Does anyone know who came third anywhere in anything? Yeah, horse racing, you know, and just like anything, tennis. Who came? I don't know who came third off the top of your head. No idea. So George Carr said, you've missed out, Rodney. I've been watching them for 6 years. Are you talking about Batman Asylum, Arkham's Asylum, or are you talking about Arsenal Fan TV? As in, George says, you taught Marcus all he knows. I don't know about that. I think Marcus and Ross, they're game kings, aren't they? Max is on the Chelsea and Man City have moved quickly. I think Chelsea have been moving generally because they realise that the young players that they have are good, but they're not great, and they're not going to win anything with them, so they've had to move really quickly, and they've actually bought very, very well. Sancho will be done by the middle of August. That's the George. As much as I like your optimism and the date that you've given me roughly, it's still a window of opportunity for someone to come along and tiptoe down the lane and take him away. I do remember listening to Lou Macari, legend that is Lou Macari. When I used to go up to Old Trafford, I used to go to his chip shop just because I heard his story. And when he joined United, he was down in Manchester from Celtic. But he wasn't meant to sign for United. He'd come down to see Liverpool, and they'd taken him to a game, and I believe that someone from United were there scouting, and they were like, "What are you doing down there?" And they were like, "Oh, meant to be down to sign for Liverpool." And they went, "Do you want to sign for United?" And that's that. Literally stole him away from the ground, and he was a United player. So between now and the middle of August is too much time. Too much time. George says, if we don't sign Sancho, I will eat both of my legs, and that's how confident I am he'll come to us this summer. George, if you're in the north of England and you're in a lockdown, you may be forced to eat your legs because you won't be getting anything from Co-op. Closed. Max said, I've heard that Kagawa and Yanazai are good. I'm so glad that sentence ended with "our good players." I thought you meant they were coming back. It's so funny. Pancakes, Rodney, if he did had the money, they better pay 50 million for Werner. Werner was a very good player. For me, Werner is Everyone talks about the stats. For me, Werner's more accomplished. He's a goal scorer. He's a goal scorer. He's like literally first choice goal scorer, and he will do very, very well. George Sancho wants to come to us to get in on the dancing. That's the one thing we don't need is dancing. We don't need to upgrade a more expensive Jesse Lingard. Don't need that. You know what I mean? If I need to see dancing, I'll put on like a, you know, a Christina Aguilera video and watch the backstage dances and do that. You know, Let's Get Dirty or something like that with Redman. Hello, the Real United Talk community. Dia Arnasia. Hello, sir. How are you? How are you? Welcome. And he's done that. Yeah. Pancad Sanchez will be done by the foot. Pancad, you need to behave. We've got 24 hours. Yeah, 24 hours. You better get bloody, what's his name? From 24, Jack Bauer in the case. David Neres from Ajax is good. Is good. You know, look, there are so many good players out there that many of us don't know about because we don't watch enough football. Classic tune around the years. We don't watch enough football, but in terms of the players that are coming in, I'm concerned about the left side of defence. Luke Shaw didn't end due to injury. I'm concerned about Dalot, whether or not he'll be in the team. You can't get past Wan-Bissaka. Fosu Mensah seems to have come, well, for the last few games he's been in. Maguire and Lindelof. Yeah, you know, I'm not saying anything bad about them generally. I just think it's been one of those. We will see in the Champions League whether or not they will be able to contend with the more mobile centre forward. Because let's be honest, most of the teams have a different kind of centre forward that want to get involved in the hustle and bustle, and there may be slightly more nuanced attackers out there that the United defenders aren't up to. It will be interesting. I really want to see what happens for us in terms of a striker. Man United really do need a striker. As much as Greenwood is coming through, as much as Rashford is there, as much as Martial's doing well, Agarlo's on an extended summer holiday from China. Looks like he's enjoying it. He's treating Man United as if he's in Vegas. It's great. But, you know, going back to what I mentioned a little while ago in terms of the league goals, it's really important that you have a striker that scores 20 league goals. If you haven't got a striker that's scoring 20 league goals, then, you know, it's going to be very, very difficult. And there were times that Man United did have partnerships. We're talking about Andy Cole and Dwight York, obviously Ollie and Sheringham, you know, Ruben Nistelrooy, Rooney, Ronaldo came in at a time with scoring goals alongside Rooney and Tevez, great player, Berbatov as well. You know, you've really, really got to think about Man United closing the gap. 20 points plus behind Liverpool and roughly Manchester City says a lot, despite how Manchester United kind of dealt with and handled and curtailed the Manchester City threat for some of the games under Ollie. There is still this huge gap, this chasm or chasm in terms of how Man United are going to actually bridge it. And for me, and I will go back to what I started with, it's not just about being third. Third is not enough. Third is not a trophy. Being in the Champions League is not a trophy. We cannot shine the Champions League place. We cannot polish it. We cannot refer to it in the cabinet. We cannot say, look at this. There's no certificate being handed out for third or fourth. There's nothing. You know, what is important is winners. And if you're not getting the league, if you're not getting the Europa League, if you're not getting the Carabao Cup, you must at the very least get the FA Cup. And Manchester United, I think now, looking back, blew a golden moment, a golden opportunity for this Manchester United team, the squad, to actually get some silverware and get the momentum, which is what everyone talks about, and the winning mentality in terms of challenging for trophies in the future. As much as he's maligned by a lot of Man United fans, when I go up to Old Trafford, when Jose Mourinho walked in when he was doing the Sky punditry, everyone sang his name. They sing his name because I understood what he did with that squad. Second place, Europa League final. You know, he had trophies in the bag. He was there for literally 2.5 years and he won something. How long has Ollie been in the job at Manchester United? If people are going to start watching the clock, it would have been ideal for him to have actually just literally said, I have an FA Cup. Now we move on. But for us to make that jump, for the club to move beyond where they are right now, knowing full well that everyone else is going to actually go about rebuilding, reinforcing their squads, then it says a lot about Manchester United deciding not to try and win the FA Cup. And the reason why I think it was a mistake about not trying to win the FA Cup as opposed to winning the Europa League is the number of games. The more games you play, the bigger the risk. And I know that everyone's saying, oh, Man United are the strongest team in the competition left, and it takes a bad day. Who would have guessed that Manchester United were going to lose to Chelsea in that semi-final? Who would have guessed? No one, not one person. For all of the fluff that was going on with regards to Frank Lampard and everything else, and whether he was having and Man United fans think that they have a bad time with De Gea. He at Chelsea, Kepa, is having such a horrible time in comparison. Both Spanish keepers, 1 and 2, having a terrible time, and he was bought for huge amounts of money. So Frank Lampard actually made a decision to drop him, and then in comparison, when you think about what's happening there, Man United spent all of this cash on Jadon Sancho, and they don't actually reinforce the wing backs, the full backs in terms of the left hand side, and they only bring in Jadon Sancho and nothing else. So they don't go and secure. This whole talk about Koulibaly, can't see him leaving Napoli. He loves it there, even though he's had racial abuse. Don't see him leaving. I see him staying where he is, and if he does leave, then it'd probably be to City, and City would have probably done the deal already. And if he does leave, then it'll be for silly money, and Man United cannot get caught out again in terms of silly money. If they go and buy Koulibaly for like 90 million and they don't win a trophy in the next 12 months, then it will come back to Oli, and people will be pointing fingers and saying, how can you spend this much money and not win something? And I'll go back to, again, a game away from Wembley, where you could have picked up the trophy, against Arsenal, an Arsenal team, and I'll say it, with David Luiz in it, and he struggled against Man United in terms of defending. He really, really has. So, Arsenal have got young players coming through, just like United, but at the same time, they have a shaky back four. So, for me, when I looked at all of the teams and thought, everyone predicted it would be United City final, knowing that City were knocked out first, then it really was an opportunity to kind of grip that competition by the scruff of the neck and say, this is ours, and it just didn't happen. And it's, I'm going to look at it and think that was a moment, a kind of defining moment for this squad and for Oli. When you get that close to a final and a trophy, you've got to go for it. You've got to go hell for leather. You really, really do, really do. What's going on in the comments, man? I've been missing all this chat. Banker says, I think we'll go to Everton. Oh my God. I'm not sure what that's about. Heard about Rio speaking of Nemanja Vidic, passionate partnership with defence. That great partnership there, those two. Great partnership. What's going on this? Kepa is as bad, but he ain't making howlers like De Gea. He's not. But, even though he's bad, he doesn't have the faith of his manager, and I guess he'll be gone. And that's the thing. Max says, Pau Lopez is Spain's best goalkeeper at the moment. Good call. Didrik said the Arsenal team are bananas skin for us. They are. They proved it twice this season. They've got a good bunch of young players coming through, that Arsenal team. They're a good bunch of players coming through across the Premier League, I think. Well, maybe not all the Premier League. George Carl, not when Bruno is in the lineup. Okay, not when Bruno is in the lineup. Right, before I kind of wrap this up, right, with regards to the Europa League is coming up very soon. We're getting back into the groove of it very, very shortly. There are teams in the competition that I don't want Man United to meet. And I'll say that I don't want Man United to meet Inter Milan. Don't want them. I hope that they get knocked out. I've got a fun. Man United don't necessarily, for me, I know that everyone says, oh, we do well against, teams in the Europa League and everything else. We did well with Jose playing a particular type of football in the league. And let's be honest, Man United have played piss poor opposition in the last few games. They've been the kind of opposition you can go to Aldi's and do your shopping and come back and they still wouldn't have scored. I just hope that Man United kind of, if they do get to the final, they bypass the tricky teams that are there, and the tricky teams um, are knocked out. But let me know what you guys think. I'll be really interested. Are you bothered about facing some old United players in terms of Ashley Young and Romelu Lukaku? And I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, Romelu Lukaku couldn't do it for Man United." He's scoring goals. He's scoring goals and he seems happy. And you know, I don't know. Deja says George Carter. He said we'll beat all those farmers. George, you used farmers the last time I think Man United played Southampton or something like that, wasn't it? It was a bit of a tricky game. I do remember. I do recall. I'm not sure. I'm not going crazy, but I do recall that being said. Um, Tricky's as tricky. Inter Milan will be an easy win. Yeah. Not sure. Not sure. I kind of not sure. I don't know if that's going to be the truth. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if it's going to be. I actually, what I should do is quickly Google to see who left in Europa. Who's left? Excuse me for the keys. Oh, so there's Shakhtar Donetsk. That's next week's Wednesday. Wolfsburg, they're a good team. Copenhagen, Istanbul, Man United. The game they've got against Lask. I mean, honestly, Inter Milan, Getafe, Leverkusen, Rangers, and these two teams. I'm glad they're playing one another. Sevilla and Roma. Really am glad. Really am glad. They're postponed at the moment, and that's probably because of no, they're not postponed. Where is it? Postponed. No, it's not postponed. No, Sevilla and Roma, they're not postponed. That's there. Basel, isn't it? Oh, yeah. How can I forget Wolves? How can I forget Wolves? Oh, yeah. Inter Milan and Wolves. Don't want them. Don't
It
want
will
them. Don't
be
want them at
even
all. Don't want them. No, 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 no.
more
Don't want
testing
them.
and challenging for them. We can't.
Where are you? Where are you? There you are. There you are. Back in the game. Back in the game. Back in the game. All I heard you saying was farmers over and over again when you read out the farmers, 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 farmers. Not bad farmers. Tad better farmers. Farmers. Yeah, do you know what? I can imagine there's some Italian and Spanish fans doing exactly the same to every team as they look around. Every team. What can I hear? Why can I hear Ollie? Is he a guest? Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. You can imagine. Guys. I don't usually do this, and I haven't, and I should have put things across the bottom in terms of comments and questions. Different platform today, but the comments are there. Um, I have to be honest. I apologise for not being around as much. As I've had a lot on, so yeah, I'm back on it. And over the next few months, I'll have different things on going with regards to work and things like that. So you will see me, but probably not as frequently. But you will see me. I will still be here. Please do give it a like and show some respect to the Right Honourable Mad Marcus and Ross. Yeah, to be honest, it's great. I love the comments. It's been really good talking about United and not being no table banging, no table banging. Apart from moving my glasses case, no table banging. So that's good. Um, what I would say is if you guys on the Twitter drop, and I'll say drop a message. I'm trying to think actually. I'm trying to think on the spot. Trying to think now. If you would like a particular topic being discussed, I'm trying to think what's the best hashtag to use. Um, Trying to think. It'll come to me. I might tweet it out or something like that. And use a particular hashtag. If there's a particular show, and it could be very, very, very short show as well. It might be just like 5 minutes. Like this is what we think, and we're out. But yeah, just let us know, and that'd be great. And I'm gonna literally bounce away from you guys, and and enjoy the rest of the evening. by watching a little bit of TV. What I will say is hot stuff. Hashtag hot stuff. No, do you know what? Honestly, if you do hashtag hot stuff, you might get different. You might get pulled into a different thread, George. That no. Just be careful with that one. Yeah. Um, I love my sci-fi, as some of you do. I've literally just finished Westworld season one. I'm late to it. Oh, so good, so good, so good, so good. Yeah, but tonight I'm going to sit down, watch a bit of TV with the missus, and watch a little bit of Ozark. If you don't know about Ozark, you need to find out about Ozark. Top stuff. Right, guys, that's it from me. I need to check in with the guys to see what we're doing. Obviously, uh, Sunday there's no game, so we might be doing something in the week. Who knows? We need to sort things out. So keep alive, stay fresh, and follow the stay safe. You know, hands, face, space, according to but BJ, the man in charge. Until next time, guys, I'm Rodney Cyrus. This is Real United Talk. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Give yourself, in fact, don't give me a like, give yourselves a like. That's what it's about. It's not about me, because you guys put the comments in and you actually make it easier for me to do this, because then without the comments it's quite hard. So thanks to everyone, George, Deirdre, Dia, is it Dia or Dia? I hope that's right. Max, who make sure everyone's there. The Right Honourable Samad Marcus. Pankaj is in the house. He's probably gone to bed now because it's after midnight. Yeah, haven't missed anyone, so that's good. That's good. Yeah, it's brilliant. Thank you thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you all very soon. Okay, stay strong, and I don't know who you're cheering for tomorrow, but it should be United. That's all I'm going to say. Laters.